Hey, people, welcome back. Come on in and get comfortable, and let's talk about the major energetic shift happening in the cosmos right now. Now, family, we have been celebrating some massive high visibility main character energy lately. We've had the stadium floodlights turn completely on, but the universe is a master of balance, and right now, the cosmic weather is shifting into a room that requires a beautifully different kind of precision. The planet of love, affection, beauty, and value, which is Venus, is officially packing up her glamorous luggage and stepping directly into the meticulous, analytical, and deeply grounded sign of Virgo. Let's name the overall theme of this transit exactly what it is. The love is what you do, not just what you feel, functional alignment. See, when the planet of romance enters the sign of the analyst, the entire climate of our relationships changes. Romance becomes less about the loud, dramatic, grand gestures that look good for social media and more about the quiet, consistent presence that actually sustains your life. Under this alignment, beauty emerges through functional simplicity, and true value lies entirely in quality over quantity. If you want to know what Venus in Virgo looks like in her highest frequency, she expresses love through acts of service, practical care, and an unwavering devotion to improvement. This energy shows up for you by fixing what is broken, by noticing the microscopic details that everyone else misses, and by actively making daily life easier for the people they love. This is the partner who changes your oil, backs up your digital files, or quietly brings you a glass of water when they see that you're overwhelmed. But honey, you know we have to talk about the shadow side, because there's always a shadow side. The universe is deeply sarcastic when we get out of alignment, honey. The shadow of Venus in Virgo is very real, and it manifests as criticism disguised as care. It is that hyper-perfectionism that completely prevents you from enjoying the present moment because you are too busy scanning the room for flaws. Under this energy, it is incredibly easy to fall into the trap of loving conditionally, only accepting yourself or the people around you when they meet an impossible, unrealistic standard. We run the risk of giving so much practical help that we use it as a shield to avoid true emotional intimacy. Nitpicking can very easily replace nourishing, and overanalyzing can kill your spontaneous joy. If you find yourself micromanaging your partner's habits or judging your own progress with a clinical checklist, I invite you to take a sacred pause. That is the shadow talking. Yet, the gift of this transit is profound. It is the deep, heart-centered understanding that true love shows up in how you tend to the daily, ordinary details. It reminds us that beauty lives in useful simplicity and that devotion expresses itself through consistent, unglamorous care. So, here are your strategic marching orders for this Venus in Virgo season. First, express affection through practical help. Don't just tell people you love them. Show them by lightening their actual load. Next, find beauty and craftsmanship in natural simplicity. Clear out the clutter and focus on what is functional and pure. Lastly, refine your aesthetic sense. This is excellent energy for organizing your environment, streamlining your workflows, and creating beauty through function. Okay? Let's look at the cosmic stage directions to see exactly where this analytical acts of service energy is landing in your personal chart based on your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus. Aries. It's focusing on your sixth house of daily routines, work environment, and somatic wellness. Venus is walking straight into your house of daily grind and physical health. It is time to find the beauty in the boring, Aries. Show yourself some radical love by streamlining your calendar, organizing your workspace, and prioritizing functional nutrition. The shadow here is nitpicking your body or your coworkers. Focus on using simple, reliable daily habits to make your life flow seamlessly. Taurus is focusing on your fifth house of creative expression and romance and radical joy. Venus is entering a fellow earth sign domain here, turning on the lights in your house of passion and the inner child. Your creativity gets a beautifully structured upgrade here. This is a time to refine your artistic crafts or show love to a romantic partner through consistent, reliable presence. Watch out for the shadow of overanalyzing your joy or editing your art so much that it loses its soul. Let play be simple. Gemini is focusing on your fourth house of home, family roots, and domestic sanctuary. The planet of beauty is stepping over the thresholds into your literal living room and emotional foundations, Gemini. This is the ultimate alignment for nesting with intention. Clean out the clutter, organize the pantry, and express your affection by physically upgrading your sanctuary or cooking a nourishing meal for your inner circle. Don't hide behind household tasks to avoid deep emotional intimacy. Cancer is focusing in on your third house of mindset, voice, and logical logistics. Your thoughts, your words, and your daily interactions are getting a heavy dose of razor-sharp precision here. Express your love through words of practical affirmation, clear communication, and impeccable active listening. Heavy on the active listening. This is brilliant energy for refining a writing project, clearing out your inbox, or mapping out a detailed study plan. Just ensure your sharp mind isn't using its tongue to dissect people. Leo is focusing in on your second house of personal finances, values, and inner self-worth. Venus is walking into your cosmic vault, Leo, bringing an analytical eye to your bank account and your boundaries. Love yourself by organizing your spreadsheets, tracking your budgets with QuickBooks precision, and evicting any lingering scarcity complexes. True value right now is about quality over quantity. Remember, your self-worth is inherently secure, not dictated by your material metrics. Virgo is focusing in on your first house of identity, the physical body, and magnetic presence. Honey, Venus is standing directly on your face. She is walking right through your front door, and your natural magnetism is peaking. This is your personal season of refined self-care. Treat your vessel like the divine temple it is, with natural simplicity, organic care, and intentional rest. The heavy shadow here is looking in the mirror with a magnifying glass of criticism. Drop the perfectionism, lower your armor, and let yourself be celebrated exactly as you are. Libra is focusing in on your 12th house of subconscious mastery, dreams, and quiet healing. Your ruling planet is slipping into the quiet, invisible sanctuary behind the scenes of your chart. This is a sacred window for spiritual housekeeping. Clear out old psychological debris and archive ancestral patterns that tell you love has to be earned through overfunctioning. Show devotion to yourself through solitude, meditation, and processing your raw emotions without a clinical checklist. Scorpio is focusing in on your 11th house of friendships, soul tribes, and grand dreams. Venus is auditing your outer circles, your group chats, and your visionary networks. True alignment means investing your intense energy into collaborative tribes who match your reliability. Show acts of service to your community and allow them to show it back to you. Watch out for the shadow of holding your friends to impossible standards or micromanaging your group dynamic. Sagittarius is focusing in on your 10th house of career, public legacy, and executive authority. The lightning bolt of beauty and value is hitting the very peak of your professional empire. This is a beautiful omen. Listen, refine your brand aesthetic and execute your professional plans with precision here. Just don't let your work titles replace your human relationships. Capricorn is focusing in on your 9th house of higher wisdom, world views, and global horizons. Venus is expanding your house of perspective, higher learning, and spiritual philosophies. It is time to ground your grand visions into actionable everyday blueprints. Study your crafts with devotion. Refine your educational materials and look at the bigger picture. The shadow is letting a rigid, dogmatic checklist prevent you from expanding into beautiful, spontaneous spiritual downloads. Aquarius is focusing in on your 8th house of deep intimacy, shared resources, and trust contracts. The planet of relationship values is picking the lock of your deepest, most private psychological vault. Venus is asking you to drop your detached intellectual defenses and safely step into true vulnerable intimacy. Audit your investments, contracts, and your joint resources with precise clarity. True trust is built through small, consistent, unglamorous acts of reliability, not hidden ledgers. And lastly, Pisces is focusing in on your 7th house of one-on-one commitments and closest partnerships. The mirror across from you is getting a massive streak-free polish. Venus is sitting directly in your relationship house, my love. This is the ultimate test of love as a verb. Show devotion to your spouse, romantic partner, or your business collaborator through reliable, supportive action. But beware of the shadow. Do not use acts of service to manipulate or avoid raw emotional intimacy. And stop trying to fix people who are not trying to be repaired or even asking to be repaired. At the end of the day, people, this transit is here to teach us a life-altering truth. That is, love isn't always what you feel. It is what you do day after ordinary day. I am so proud of the sovereign lives we're building together, piece by piece, detail by detail. Ground your heart, honor your details, and let's keep moving forward.